What if I told you that right now there is something at your front door pushing wealth out of your life, and you have no idea it's happening? You clean, you pray, you do the best you can, but money still feels stuck. The bills never quite balance. Little arguments pop up over nothing, and the moment you walk into your home, you feel a tightness in your chest, as if the entrance itself feels heavy. In Feng Shui and many spiritual traditions, the front door is considered the energetic mouth of the home. It's where prosperity decides whether it's welcome in or whether it leaves before it ever crosses the threshold. Most women place certain things by the door out of habit, out of convenience, and without realizing it, they turn the entrance into a magnet for lack, exhaustion, and bad luck. Today, I'm going to show you the 7 most dangerous mistakes that might be sitting at your front door right now, quietly pushing money, protection, and good opportunities away from you. And at the end of this video, I'll teach you a simple ritual using the door itself to transform that entrance into a true portal of protection and prosperity, where wealth feels welcome and heavy energy can no longer pass through. Stay with me until the end, because if you fix only part of this and especially ignore the 7th mistake, the effect can be the opposite of what you want. You open the door every day, but without realizing it, you keep closing the path to abundance. Before we go any further, do something important for yourself and for your home. Write this in the comments now as a small commitment to the universe. I open the door to wealth, and I close the door to lack. When you write that, you're not just commenting on a video. You're giving a clear command to your mind and to the energy of your home. I choose that from today on, my door no longer pushes away what I keep asking for. Before we dive deeper, I want you to do an exercise with me as you watch. Count how many of these 7 mistakes you find at your own front door. By the end of the video, I'll explain exactly what it means to have 1 mistake, 3 mistakes, 5 mistakes, or even all 7 at the same time. And let me tell you this right now, the 7th mistake is not an object, it's a habit. And it's the one that pushes prosperity away the most. This is your 7 front door mistakes game, and it reveals far more about your life than you might imagine. Mistake 1, piled up shoes and outside energy. Let's start right away with one of the most common and most dangerous mistakes. Dirty shoes piled up by the front door. You know when the area by the door turns into a shoe parking lot? Street shoes, dust, outside stress, mixed together, constantly sitting there? This creates a very strong energetic barrier for one simple reason. Shoes, outside energy. And outside energy brings fatigue, worries, emotional weight, and everything you're trying to leave behind when you come home. When you pile that up at the door, it's as if you're energetically saying, the entrance to my home is chaos, not prosperity. And life reflects that message right back to you. If you have more than 2 pairs of shoes piled up there, that alone is already blocking the flow of wealth and peace into your life. And listen, if that shocked you, wait until you see the next mistake, because a lot of people leave this there every single day thinking it's normal. The truth is, everything placed by your front door sends an energetic message. And now that you've seen the first mistake, I want to show you why the door is so decisive. The door is a portal. It's where the outside world meets your home, and everything, absolutely everything that you place there has a direct impact on your prosperity, your mood, and your sense of peace. But before we move on to mistake 2, you need to understand the power of this portal and how it influences the energy of your entire home. Mistake 2, trash, bags, and recyclables by the door. Now that you understand why the front door matters so much, let's talk about the second mistake. One of the most common and one of the biggest energy drainers in the home, often without you even realizing it. Mistake 2. Trash. Grocery bags, packaging, and recyclables leaned against the front door. A lot of people do this out of convenience. I'll take it out later. It's just for a few minutes. But those few minutes turn into days and then into months. Trash represents everything your home has already decided it no longer wants. What's left over, what's heavy, what needs to be released. When you place trash by the door, you send a very dangerous energetic message. What no longer serves stays at the entrance. Letting go of the old is hard. The door gets used to holding weight, and the universe reads that as financial stagnation, difficulty with renewal, the same situations repeating over and over, the feeling that life is stuck. You know exactly how this feels. Coming home and seeing bags stacked by the door creates instant discomfort. Even if you don't say anything, your body feels it. Women who live with this notice irritation for no clear reason, mental fog, a feeling that life is messy, difficulty making decisions. None of this is a coincidence. Practical action. Remove the trash from the door immediately. Never place bags, boxes, or recycling at the entrance portal. Leave that space open, light, and able to breathe. Now take a deep breath, because the next mistake is even more powerful, and it almost always shows up right alongside the trash. If you thought trash by the door blocks energy, wait until you see what so many people place there every day, thinking it's completely harmless. Mistake 3. The broom by the door, or behind it. This one is a classic, and you've probably heard your grandmother talk about it. Mistake 3. A broom by the front door or behind the door. Take a closer look. In many homes, especially where women live alone, the broom is kept within easy reach, leaning right by the entrance. But energetically, this is one of the worst places it could be. The symbolism of the broom. A broom represents sweeping, pushing away, driving things out, sending things away. And when you place it by the door, you create the perfect symbol of whatever comes in. I immediately send it away. Without realizing it, you are sweeping out good visitors, opportunities, positive news, prosperous energy, new money. One of my students shared something that really stuck with me. Every time her life seemed to get back on track, a new problem would appear. Money would come in, then be gone the same day. Relationships would start and end for no clear reason. And guess where her broom was? Leaning against the front door every single day. When she finally moved it, she told me, "It feels like life finally stopped running away from me." Practical action. Remove the broom from the front door right now. Place it in another room, preferably in a low-traffic area. Never leave it behind the door. That strengthens the energy of pushing things away. Now pay close attention, because the next mistake involves something that amplifies energy. And when it's positioned incorrectly near the door, it literally pushes good opportunities back outside. Mistake 4. The mirror that sends prosperity back. This mistake is more subtle, and that's exactly why it's one of the most dangerous. Mistake 4. A mirror placed improperly near the door, or directly reflecting the door. What does a mirror do energetically? A mirror doesn't just reflect. It returns, amplifies, and redirects. And when a mirror is directly facing the front door on the side reflecting the entryway, or showing the outside back to the person coming in, it becomes a shield that sends away everything trying to enter. Imagine good news arriving at your front door. Imagine opportunities, invitations, fresh money flowing in. Now imagine all of it hitting a mirror and being sent straight back out. That's exactly what happens energetically. For a woman over 50, a mirror represents self-care, self-image, clarity, identity. A mirror that pushes away good things sends a subconscious message. Nothing good stays. Everything that comes in gets turned back. I don't deserve to receive this. Practical action. Avoid mirrors that directly face the front door. If possible, change their position. If that isn't an option, place a protective object between the door and the mirror. A plant, a small bell, a candle, etc. Now that you've seen these 4 mistakes, take a deep breath, because the next ones are even stronger. Mistake 5 weighs on the mind. Mistake 6 locks the energy of the entire home. And mistake 7 is the most dangerous of all because it's not an object, it's a habit you may have been repeating for years without realizing it. Mistake 5. Mail, bills, and paper piled up at the door. Now we move into a mistake that doesn't just block prosperity, it blocks your mind. Mistake 5. Mail, bills, papers, and documents piled at the front door. If you leave, overdue bills, papers that still need to be handled, unopened mail, sealed envelopes, pending notices. Right at the entrance, you are creating an altar of worry directly at your prosperity portal. The front door should be the place where you exhale and feel relief when you arrive home. But when it's covered in papers, it silently says, problem, debt, tension, and your brain immediately reacts with anxiety, a sense of pressure, old guilt, lack of clarity, fear of facing your own life. For women over 50, this can intensify worry about children, fear of not having enough money, fear of getting sick, feelings of, I can't handle this anymore. Releasing practical action. Gather all the papers from the door. Take them to one single place in the house, away from the entrance. Leave the door clear, clean, and open. When you change this, it feels like pressure lifting off your chest. And now, get ready. The next mistake affects the structure of the door itself and directly interferes with the flow of money. Mistake 6. A broken, stuck, or worn-out door. This mistake is serious and extremely common. Mistake 6. A door that doesn't open properly, gets stuck, peels, lacks maintenance, or has a loose or hard-to-turn handle. Women over 50 who live with doors like this often report a feeling of stagnation, life feeling stuck, opportunities that never quite come together, emotional exhaustion just from opening the door, constant arguments inside the home because the door symbolizes passage. If the passage is difficult, life becomes difficult too. Imagine trying to open the door and it sticks, creaks, resists. Now imagine that reflected in your life. Money that doesn't come in, processes that drag on, health that goes up and down, relationships that get stuck. It's the same energy. Practical action. Lubricate the hinges, tighten or adjust the handle. If you can, repaint the door. Clean the frame with water, salt, and a white cloth. Let the entrance flow again. And now, we've reached the most important point. You've seen 6 mistakes, but nothing, absolutely nothing, is as powerful as the next one. Mistake 7. The most dangerous habit of all. The last mistake is not an object. It's not something you place at the door. Mistake 7 is a habit you repeat without realizing it. And it sends the worst possible energetic message into your home. Walking in complaining, or leaving while complaining, through the door. Yes, this is the most destructive mistake of all, because the door is the threshold between your inner world and the outside world. It memorizes the intentions, emotions, and patterns you repeat every day. Every time you walk in saying, "What a terrible day. I can't take this anymore. My life feels stuck. Nothing ever works out for me. The bills just keep coming." You are teaching your door and your home that The energy coming in is negative. Prosperity doesn't belong to me. I receive heaviness, not abundance. And when you leave while complaining, the door records, I carry worry with me. Nothing good walks alongside me. Women over 50 are especially sensitive to this cycle because they carry family responsibilities, unprocessed emotional pain, worry about money, health, and children, emotional memories embedded in daily life. The door becomes a silent witness to all of this, and like an energetic guardian, it reflects everything back. How to break this habit. Starting today, never cross the doorway while complaining. Take at least one deep breath before entering, and create an entry phrase such as, I receive what is rightfully mine. My home is my sanctuary. Prosperity enters with me. Now that you already know the 7 mistakes of the prosperity portal, take a deep breath, because the next step is the most decisive one, the final ritual, where you will cleanse, prepare, and energetically reprogram the door to your home. This ritual changes the energy of the entire house. Now that you know all 7 mistakes, we are going to do together the ritual that cleanses, protects, and reprograms the energy of your front door. This ritual is simple, powerful, and designed to transform your door into a portal of prosperity, protection, and peace. Take a deep breath and let's begin. Get a clean cloth, preferably white, a little bit of water, a pinch of salt. Salt represents the energy of purification, and water represents the energy of life. Lightly dampen the cloth and clean the door frame, the handle, the inner and outer surface of the door. And while you clean, repeat silently, I release everything that no longer serves me. I allow the new to come in. With each movement, imagine that you are removing not only physical dirt, but also sadness, worry, fear, and old emotional blocks. Now, light a white candle. It can be small, and place it near the door in a safe spot. The candle is a symbol of awareness, clarity, and open pathways. As it burns, imagine the light filling your entire door. Visualize the entrance becoming light, clean, and bright. Feel as if the door itself were breathing again. Place near the door, inside or outside, a symbol of abundance or protection such as a healthy green plant, a small bell, a crystal, a wooden object, or a decorative item that represents light to you. This object works as an energetic anchor, reminding the door that only what is good is allowed to enter here. Now place your hand on the door. Yes, actually touch it, because energy is activated through touch and intention. And say softly or silently, only what brings peace, health, and prosperity enters through this door. Everything that carries weight stays outside. Feel these words entering through the palm of your hand, soaking into the wood, the metal, the walls, as if the door were being reprogrammed from the inside out. Close your eyes for a few seconds. Imagine yourself opening this door tomorrow and feeling a wave of lightness, freshness, and hope. Visualize light coming in, good news arriving, loved ones bringing joy, money flowing with more ease, opportunities entering naturally. Feel the door as your ally, not your enemy. Feel that the door is opening paths for you every single day. Now I want you to reflect. From 0 to 7, how many mistakes did you find at your front door? Because each number has a meaning. 1 to 2 mistakes. Your home is asking for just a gentle adjustment. The energy is already good. It just needs direction. 3 to 5 mistakes. Your door is overloaded. It's holding emotional weight, worry, and blocked energy. Once you correct these mistakes, you'll feel an immediate shift. 6 to 7 mistakes. This is not a reason for guilt. It's a sign that you've carried too much on your own. Your home is asking for care, rest, and relief. This ritual will feel like opening the windows after years of stale air. That number does not define you. It only shows where your transformation begins. Now, I really want you to write here in the comments, I release my door and I release my prosperity. And tell me too, how many mistakes did you find in the 7-door mistakes challenge? If it was 1, if it was 3, if it was 7, I want to know how many women are cleansing and awakening the energy of their own homes today. If this video helped you, subscribe to the channel right now. Today's video was about your front door, but in the next one, I'll show you other areas that quietly steal your prosperity without you realizing it. The kitchen, the bedroom, the bathroom, your wallet, each one carries mistakes that drain energy, money, and peace. And I want to walk with you on this journey to transform not just your home, but your life. So turn on notifications, share this video with someone in your family whom you love, and always remember, the door of your home is the portal of your prosperity, and whoever takes care of the door takes care of their own life. Bonus tip, the first entry of the day ritual. If you made it this far, it's because your front door is asking for care, and so is your soul. So, I want to give you a bonus tip, a simple but very powerful ritual to do every day the first time you enter your home. Starting tomorrow before opening the door, do this. Pause for a few seconds in front of the door. Don't rush in. Don't enter on autopilot. Place one hand on the doorknob or on the door itself and take 3 deep breaths. On the first breath, imagine leaving outside all the exhaustion, worries, and heavy conversations of the day. On the second breath, imagine bringing into your home only what is useful, true, and supportive of your life. On the third breath, imagine a golden light passing through the door with you, as if prosperity itself were crossing the threshold by your side. While you do this, repeat mentally a phrase that feels right to you. I'll suggest one. And if it resonates with your heart, you can use it. I enter in peace. I enter in abundance. I enter protected. And there's one more detail. If possible, place a gold-colored coin, it can be a regular coin, on top of the door frame or in a small hidden spot near the entrance. This coin is not meant to be used. It's not meant to be spent. It is a permanent symbol that your home has a door that remembers every single day that money is welcome, respected, and treated with care. Every time you do this small ritual, hand on the door, 3 breaths, entry phrase, and the coin guarding the portal, you are teaching your home, your mind, and the universe. I am the one who enters here, and with my energy, prosperity enters too. That's your bonus tip. If you liked it, write in the comments, I am one of the door guardians. That way I'll know you're one of the few who stayed until the very end and received this special key.